tonight, but that isn't the way it happened tonight. But
it's not. We a much later start time than normal for volleyball tonight, but we are certainly happy to be here.
Yep.
Kind of an old, bitter rivalry revived tonight. Randall moving back down into that 4A classification. Of course, a lot of history between these two teams, and a pretty exciting night, I think, for both of them to play each other again.
Yeah, it certainly is exciting. It's been a long time since we broadcast from here because it's been a long time since we've been in the districts with these guys, and so yeah, talking to Coach Burns before the match, and she's happy to be down in 4A. It's been a tough year, kind of dividing all their kids up in Randall ISD, or excuse me, in Canyon ISD. But she's happy to be playing, and we're happy to be. You know, we're ready to see them. We're ready to start seeing what our skills are like against a really good Randall team. Gym's full of people on both sides, so it's going to be a fun evening.
A really good crowd on hand tonight. The Texas Volleyball Insider ranks Hereford number 1 today in 4A. They've got Randall at number 8. Right in front of West Plains, the Texas Girls Coaches Association, Hereford number 4, Randall number 22. So quite a difference there. We would imagine they're probably more of a top 10 team, so that number 8 ranking sits pretty well for them.
I think Randall's for sure a top 10 team, if not a top 5 team in the state. They lost a lot of kids, but they've got some good hitters. They're well coached, and it's just it's funny because all of these rankings, the TGCA and the 2 or 3 others that rank volleyball in the state, there's nobody from up here.
Right.
You know, they're kind of just watching scores, I think, and ranking that way, or using some early tournament rankings. Yeah, and so anyway, but it'll be good to see how we measure up with these guys.
Well, it shows a lot about the quality of volleyball played in the Panhandle for sure. Lots of high school dynasties up here, we'll say. We're going to take a minute break. We'll be back to talk more pregame from Randall Gym in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Randall Gym. Lady Raiders hosting the Lady Whitefaces tonight in a pretty important district match. Both teams undefeated in district going into tonight's game, although still another game for us on the Lady Whitefaces side, another round of district to play. Coming out of that first half in first, probably a pretty good feeling for Coach McCracken and the girls.
Yeah, it is a good feeling, and you know, we've talked a little bit these last few games that you know, the heavyweights, so to speak, of this district have been, for us, are at the end of our district. We saw Dumas last week. We saw West Plains. We're seeing Randall now, and we'll see Canyon on Saturday.
Right.
So it's weighted pretty heavily with the heavy hitters near the end. But you know, 2 extra weeks than what we've been used to here the last about 4 years. 2 extra weeks of district play for us. So it goes fast, but it seemed a little bit longer this year for sure.
Yeah, and 2 trips to Dumas will do that.
2 trips to Dumas add to that, you're right.
A super late night tonight, but probably good for stamina at the end of the season to get a couple extra games in, especially against some tougher opponents. And you will be able to tell me this, Brenda. Does the second half of the schedule basically replay itself? We'll still face these tough teams at the end again?
Yeah, it's going to be the same. It'll be the same order. We'll just go to the different sites.
Right. So that'll be good going into that postseason, playing some really tough competition.
Yeah. And a night like this is really good for us because obviously Randall's the other unbeaten in the district, but it's good as far as the atmosphere. It's a playoff-like atmosphere. The crowd is big on both sides. It's, the kids feel the pressure that they may not have felt in some of the other matches that they played since district season started.
Well, definitely a big crowd on hand supporting both teams tonight. The JV got very rowdy in here, so we are expecting a loud night here at Randall Gym. We're about 3 minutes or so away from start time. We're going to send it back, take one more minute timeout, and we'll be back with Lady Whiteface Volleyball in 60 seconds on KPAN. We're back at Randall High School Gym on the south side of Amarillo for some volleyball action tonight. Two heavyweight teams up against each other, the Lady Raiders and the Lady Whitefaces. Not a lot of faces we know on this side, Brenda. Obviously haven't seen these or Randall play against us probably in at least about 10 years. I'd say it's about that long.
Yeah, it's been a while. They've seen each other at tournaments. Coach Burns was talking about that before the start of I guess during the JV game, and she said, I guess Granbury tournament. They were playing for the silver championship. We were playing for the gold championship, and she was just talking about the quality of play with both teams early, and she was talking about just how well the families got along,
Right.
So it's a good, healthy respect each has for one another, that's for sure.
Well, with the quality of play we've seen from the Lady Whitefaces this season, I'm sure we'll see tonight from the Lady Raiders. That should really be understood when you have two teams like this that are just that good, and we'll see tonight if it's a who's better on what night type of game, or if one of the teams is really better than the other. But probably expecting this to go pretty long, whether that be 3 sets of scores above 20 or 5 sets tonight. But we're here, and we're here for the long run to hopefully cheer these Lady Whitefaces on for a victory.
That'd be good. Both teams taking their serves right now, and we've talked a little bit lately about the serves haven't been as aggressive. Both sides ripping the ball, serving at one another right now. Oh, it'll be fun.
Brenda, a lot of history for you in this gym, I'm sure. Some good and bad.
Oh, yeah, both, for sure. It's a fun place to win, but it's a difficult place to win. And yeah, I remember getting the guy one of the officials about to cart me one time. I don't know. There's a lot of memories that come back. Like you said, some good and some bad, but it's never an easy match.
Right.
Either way, once you're in here.
Well, a packed house again, a packed student section for Randall High School, reminiscent of the Hereford student section back at home. The Lady Whitefaces at home Saturday. We've got the Maroon Out Pep Rally this Thursday night about 7:30 at Whiteface Field, and then the Whitefaces for the homecoming football game will be taking on the West Plains Wolves Friday night at 7. Right now we are going to get our presentation of teams and then colors. So we'll tell you what, we'll send it back for another 2-minute break right here, and hopefully we'll be back a little bit closer to start time for some Lady Whiteface volleyball. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KPAN. Version of the national anthem tonight at Randall Raider Gym. They are going to introduce our players this evening. Nikayla Watley, of course, a senior outside hitter for the Lady Whitefaces. London Baker, the sophomore setter. Allie Purcella, a junior outside hitter. Cameron Blair, the senior outside hitter. Her younger sister, Kendall, who's a junior, also playing the same position. Estefani Solorzano, the defensive specialist. Myra Villarreal, defensive specialist. Emma Cooper, the senior libero for the Lady Whitefaces. Also Stephanie Villarreal playing a setter position. Carisma Trevino. On the back line, sophomore Janae Fletcher, a middle hitter, middle blocker, sophomore. And Autumn Wilburn, the senior defensive specialist, who's also showed some great poise on offense lately.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, the farther you get into district season, you're trying to give each of these kids kind of multiple roles, find out a little bit more offensively, a little bit more defensively, and, you know, hopefully take that into playoffs with you.
Well, Lady Whitefaces, again, have been looking pretty good this year. I would say one thing we maybe struggle with a little bit, Brenda, and has been a plague of the Lady Whitefaces for a long time, is kind of some slow starts.
We have had some slow starts, and we've had some times where we've gotten a lead and then just sort of turned the switch off for a little bit,
right,
and kind of coasted and then worked our way back into the match. And you know, those are things that you hate to see. They're certainly not unusual, but you know, just another thing that you work on so that you don't have to deal with those things as you move through district and into playoffs.
Well, a night like tonight, definitely a night we need to be sharp right out of the gate, moving our feet to those balls. We watched a little bit of the Dumas game before hitting the road, and just kind of sluggish getting to the ball. So we really need to defensively hustle to that ball, get it up, set it up correctly for the outside hitters. And if we can do that, we should at least be playing tonight.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Big outside hitter that Randall has with and she's on the front row, they will push the ball out to her. So we're going to have a big block out there, whether that's London or Allie Priscilla or Janae Fletcher. We're going to have to put a block up. I think Coach McCracken's looking to maybe block down the line, so maybe they can funnel the swings across court, and we can load up our defenders, our backcourt over there. So we'll see, but a big outside hitter, and she will make a huge difference in this game. Look to block her, look to make a few digs on her, and that'll frustrate any hitter a little bit.
Well, it's going to be Baker, Watley, Kendall Blair, Solorzano, Trevino, and Cooper to start for the Lady Whitefaces, and Randall will begin serving. Played up on the back line. London just gets it over. And played up by Randall and set. Just bumping it over for the Lady Whitefaces. Randall's going to try to get a hit on it, and they do. Lozano unable to get that one up. Big time kill for the Lady Raiders, and they will go up one in this first match.
Yeah, that was that big outside hitter, Jordan Gove. She ripped the line.
Serve from the Lady Raiders will go out. Point for the Lady Herd, and the Lady Whitefaces now serving London Baker back to the line.
Yeah, London goes back. She was a blocker on that first rotation. She goes to the back. Allie comes in, a 6-foot blocker.
London with the serve, played up by Randall. Big swing by Lowry, but the Lady Whitefaces able to get the block on that. That was Priscilla.
That was Kendall Blair, okay. I think, that got the stuff on that one.
Baker with the serve, played up by Randall. They set it to the far side. Big kill by Gove there.
Yeah, I mean, she is just swinging. She's swinging tougher than any hitter we've seen in district. That is for darn sure.
Yes.
And we haven't touched it yet on our block.
Perez serving for Randall. We're going to let that one go out. Take the easy point there. And that will send Kendall Blair, the junior, back to the line for the Lady Whitefaces. Kendall serving. Played up by Randall. They've got it set in the middle. And just bumped it over. Allie played it up. Nikayla got a hand on it and unable to get that third hit back over the net. So that will be a point for the Lady Raiders. Tied at 3 here in this first set. And that's going to send Kenna Miller back to the line for Randall. Miller with the serve. Played up by Kendall. To London. Cameron. Big swing, still played up. We get it back over. Lady Raiders now set it up to Gove. Kind of just tips it. Baker to Kendall. Cameron tipping it over. They're going to...
Yeah, we were in the net, I believe.
Yep. They're going to give that point to the Lady Raiders. 4-3 now. Randall up here in this first set. Great job just keeping that ball in play there. Baker sets it to Watley. Nikayla with the kill. They're unable to play that up, get a tip on it. Point Hereford. Tied at 4.
Kyla with a 2-set, kind of about 5 feet off the net, and hit it off the blocker's hands for the score.
Solorzano out. Autumn Wilburn in for the Lady Whitefaces. Watley serves. Great serve to the back line of Randall. They set it up to Gove. Played up by Baker. Kendall Blair. Cameron plays it over. Randall sets to Gove. Autumn got a hand on it, but unable to play it up on that second ball there. Playing a hitter like that, Brenda, you really got to be on your toes on your blocks.
Yeah, and that time she didn't hit it hard. She just rolled it and took a lot of speed off of it, so blockers' timing was off.
Gove now to serve for the Lady Raiders. Played back to Watley and Baker. Allie Priscilla gets it over. Lady Raiders play it up. Baker sets for Cameron. Big kill for Cameron Blair there. Lady Raiders unable to get that one up. And we are tied at 5.
Lady Whitefaces that time sent Autumn Wilburn in and froze a blocker, so it was just a single block that Cam faced, and she knew what to do with it.
Emma Cooper back to serve for the Lady Herd with the jump serve. Played up by Randall. Set far. Wilburn gets it up. Baker back to Kendall Blair, who bumps it over. The Lady Raiders set it up to That was going to be Brooke Henderson on the outside. We got a tip on it, but fell out. A point for the Lady Raiders.
Swing was down the line that time, trying to take advantage of London. A little bit shorter blocker on the front row.
Tatum Brandt, the libero for the Lady Raiders serving. She's going to put that one in the net. And we'll be tied back at 6 here in this first set. That brings in Carisma Trevino for the Lady Whitefaces, and she'll be back on the line, the sophomore libero serving. Trevino with the serve, played up by Randall. And they kind of misjudged that one. Baker set to Kendall. Kendall with the kill. The Lady Raiders able to keep this one in play, but will send it too far for them to get, and the Lady Whitefaces now in the lead 7-6 here in this first set.
Yeah, good swing that time by Kendall Blair. I thought Randall, they've made a dig across the line. I thought they may have an opportunity to free ball it back, but didn't quite get it back in the court.
Trevino serving, played up by Randall. And they will hit that one out. We did tip it, okay. A point for the Lady Raiders there, 7-all here in this first set. That sends a sophomore setter back for the Lady Raiders to serve. Soria with the serve, played up by Watley. Baker to Kendall Blair. Kendall able to get up over those blockers there. They did get a tip on it, but a great play by the younger Blair sister, 8-7 for the Lady Whitefaces in this first set.
Really good reach on the ball that time. She took a little bit off of it too, and that's, boy, when you've had hitters that are just swinging to beat the band and then they take a little speed off of it, it's hard to make a play.
They're going to call movement.
Said we left too early, apparently.
See if we can find out what's going on here.
Or that the lineup is incorrect.
Yep, they're looking at numbers out here. No, I don't know what happened there, Brenda, but Randall gets a point, 8-8. Watley with the huge swing, tipped by Randall and out, so that's going to be a point for the Lady Whitefaces. Purcella will come in for Cooper.
Nikayla on the outside that time, out of service received. She got set about 5-6 feet off the net and caught their blockers on the way down.
Baker serving, that one's going to be just out for London. A point for the Lady Raiders. Those are some of those easy points we don't want to give up here. Perez serving for Randall. Played up by Villarreal.
Watley with a huge swing back to the right corner, and nobody came close to making a dig on that one.
Nikayla, very athletic and very hard to defend when she spikes the ball. Randall played up to Gove, and they're going to call him in the net for a Lady Whiteface point. And we got lucky there because Jordan Gove, as we've said, is just an absolute star at the net. Kendall Blair serving for the Lady Whitefaces, again set up to Gove, and she will get that one down in the back corner. Unable to play that one up by the Lady Whitefaces. 10-11, Randall serving, trailing by 1 here in this first set.
This rotation, when they're receiving serves, she hits out of the middle, and she's had 2 kills from right there.
Played up by Solorzano. Baker. Just not necessarily the greatest play off the serve, and then kind of an offset from London, and that's going to fall on our side, tied at 11 here in this first set. Miller with the serve for the Lady Raiders. Baker set to Cameron. And blocked by the Lady Raiders back into the Hereford side. So Lady Raiders now in the lead, 12-11 in this first set. Kenna Miller still serving for Randall. Miller with the serve, back to Kendall. Baker set to Nikayla. Nikayla just pushes that one over. Set to Gove on the outside. And again, we have no answer for the outside hitter of Randall there.
Yeah, Gove, we're not even getting a hand on the block at all. I mean, she is just blasting over the top of us.
Miller still serving for the Lady Raiders. That one back to Kendall. Baker's going to set to Cameron. But Cameron with a great ball kind of down the net there.
Yeah, Cam had a set that was outside of the antenna. Nice job of getting her feet outside the antenna and cutting it back cross court sharp.
Watley now will serve for the Lady Whitefaces. Nikayla with the serve. And that is an ace for Nikayla. The senior libero for Randall unable to play that one up. And we're tied at 13 here in this first set. Nikayla serves. Again, almost a missed play. Gove with a kill, but out. That's going to go to the Lady Whitefaces. 14-13. Lady Whitefaces ahead in this first set. Watley still on the service line. The serve from Nikayla played up by Randall. And great play by London Baker to keep that ball alive for the Lady Whitefaces, and Priscilla getting it over. Gove with the kill. Cameron Blair just getting a hand on that one. Kendall Blair making the hustle to try to get that into the scorer's table over here, but unable to. So the Lady Raiders tie it up at 14 here in the first set. Gove with the serve for Randall. That's back to Kendall on the back line. Baker sets to Autumn, and Autumn's going to put one down on the back line for a Lady Whiteface point. Just back and forth here.
Yep, good job, Autumn Wilburn. That's her first kill on the evening.
Emma Cooper comes in for the Lady Herd, and she will be taking over from the service line for the Lady Whitefaces. Cooper with the jump serve. Played up by Randall. Set to the far side. Cooper with a diving save. And they're going to call us in the net there.
Yeah, I think they called a setting error that time. Tried to set a ball that really didn't have much air underneath it.
I've got to get a rule book, Brenda, and study a little bit more. Randall with the serve played up by Kendall. Baker set to Wilburn. Wilburn a great spike on the ball, but Randall able to keep that one alive. And that was Brooke Henderson right into the block and fell straight down on Hereford's side. 16-15, Lady Raiders up here in this first set.
Yeah, we're able to get a hand on the block with the other outside hitter for Randall, but that time we just didn't seal the net off.
Brandt serving to Cooper. London Baker to Cameron Blair. Set to the outside for Randall. We've got a tip on it. Kendall Blair playing it up. Baker to Cameron. And a great kill by Cameron Blair. That's one that we've talked about 5, 6 feet off the net. And put it where no one was home.
Yeah, she put it way deep in the left back corner. Pretty swing.
Trevino, sophomore, in for the Lady Whitefaces. She will serve for the Lady Whitefaces with the jump serve. Randall playing it up. Storia set. Cooper plays it up for the Lady Whitefaces. Baker tips it over. Watley playing it up on the back line. Baker set for Autumn. Autumn, huge kill. And that will go down as her second or third this evening. Lady Whitefaces with a 17-16 lead getting late here in this first set. Trevino with the serve. And that was a really heads-up play by the sophomore setter for Randall. Sydney Storia just kind of no-looking that one back behind her for a point for the Lady Raiders. 17 all here in the first set. Storia serving for Randall. The serve played up by Watley. Baker. Kendall Blair played on the back line by Gove to their outside hitter. Across the net, Watley plays it up. Baker sets. Kendall just bumps it over. And Randall plays it into the block. and then gets it back, and again, just one of those that you're really not expecting. They just bump it over to about the 10-foot line.
Yep, second touch instead of the third, and we got caught flat-footed.
Lady Raiders lead by 1. Storia with the serve to Watley. Baker plays it over. Randall able to get it up. We're going to play it back to Trevino. Baker to Kendall Blair. And they block it. We are unable to play that one back up. Now the Lady Raiders a 2-point lead here late in the first, 19-17. And we're going to call a timeout from Coach McCracken. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lady Whiteface volleyball right here on KPAN. Welcome back to Randall High School Gym. Lady Raiders leading the Lady Whitefaces by 2 here late in the first, 19-17. Randall with the serve. It's going to be played up by Cooper. Kendall saving that one. Watley back over to the Lady Raiders. Astoria sets that on the far side, and that's going to be tipped out by the Lady Raiders. A point for the Whitefaces. 19-18 now here in this first set. Autumn Wilburn comes out. Estefany Solorzano in for the Lady Whitefaces. Solorzano, the sophomore, will be serving. And she with a little jump serve there. A great serve by Solorzano. Randall able to play that one up and back over to Cooper. Baker sets to Kendall Blair. And played up by Gove, set to the outside. Tipped by Watley. Baker sets to Kendall. Kendall's going to put that one behind the Randall line for a Lady Whiteface point. Tie it up here in the first set.
Smart swing that time by Kendall Blair. Just saw an open spot down the line deep, and that's where she didn't blast it, but she put it there fast enough so Randall couldn't get to it in time.
So Lozano with the jump serve for the Lady Whitefaces. Misplay by Randall. They'll get it over back to Trevino. Baker sets to Watley. Watley into the block and falls out on Randall's side. So Lady Whitefaces.
Yeah, Watley's 4th kill on the night. She did a little slide that time. Good to see her get set on the slide. Something the Lady Whitefaces, I think, want to use tonight if they can.
So Lozano still on the service line for the Lady Whitefaces. The serve. Kind of a high floater played up by Randall. And we are able to play that one up. Baker just tips it back over. And Randall going to hit that one out. That from Gove there down the line. 21-19 here in this first set for the Lady Whitefaces. Randall's going to take a timeout, and we're going to send it back for 60 seconds. We'll be back in 1 minute on KPAN. Welcome back to Randall High School gym. Stephanie Solorzano serving into the net. We'll send the ball back to Randall service line, trailing by 1 to the Lady Whitefaces 20-21. The serve from Randall going to go out. Point for the Lady Herd, 22-20 now. Ali Priscilla coming in for Emma Cooper. In London Baker back to the service line. Baker, flat-footed serve, played up by Randall. Set, tipped over. Trevino with a great play. Baker gonna barely tip that one over, but played up by Randall. Set to the outside. That was Tori Lowry there, senior outside hitter for the Lady Raiders, getting the point.
We were totally defense, front row. We were all staying over towards goal, and they set it back set, and nobody was home for the ladies.
That brings up Perez for the Lady Raiders to serve. We play it up. Baker sets it to Watley into the block. And we're tied at 22 here in this first set. The serve from Randall. Played up by Trevino, Kendall Blair. And Baker barely tips that one over. And then Gove is going to kind of bump that one back again. And Coach McCracken's going to want a timeout on that one. Randall leading 23-22. We'll just keep this one here late in this first set. Brenda, what we got to do to get this closed out?
Our passing is just not real good right now. I mean, and their serves are very aggressive. But even with free balls, we're really not giving our setter a great pass. You know, it might be a sky-high ball that's hard to set. It might be something that she's been caught having to kind of just step backwards to try to make a set. So those are things that impact how good a set your hitters are going to get, and then, you know, ultimately how good a swings we're going to have. So that last point, we just got caught flat-footed, and Gove saw an open spot. We were all still in hitter coverage, and the whole backcourt for the Lady Whitefaces was open.
Well, the Lady Whitefaces trail by 1. Randall 2 points away from this first set. The serve from Pettis to Trevino. Baker plays it up to Watley, who just tips it over, played up by Gove. Set to the outside for Randall. Great block by Watley and Blair. Gove gets that one back over. Baker sets to Kendall. Kendall down the line. Set back over to Gove, who can't get a hand on it. 23 all here in this first set. Some super exciting volleyball at Randall tonight. Tense Whiteface fans up behind us as we are coming down to the wire here in this first set. Back to serve, Kendall Blair for the Lady Whitefaces. Played up by Randall, set by Soria in the middle. Gove with a huge kill.
Same thing. Gove out of service receives, hitting out of the middle, and we've got a single blocker, and we're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, game point here for the Lady Raiders. Kenna Miller will be serving. Service unable to be played by the Lady Whitefaces. That's going to go down as an ace for Miller. 25-23 here in this first set. Lady Whitefaces fall to Randall. Randall leading 1-0 now. They'll switch sides. We will take a minute and a half timeout, and we'll be back in 1 minute 30 seconds with more Lady Whiteface volleyball in the second set on KPAN. welcome back to Randall High School Lady Raider gym this evening. Lady Raiders up 1-0 on the Lady Whitefaces tonight. Just playing better down the home stretch of that first set.
Yeah, they really did. And you know, just a battle, 23-23, you know, but we got Gove. Once they get Gove up in the front row, she's blasting us from the strong side. She scored every time out of service receive out of the middle in one rotation, and then she takes some good swings from the right side. And we've just got to slow her down some way, either with digs or with the block. But from the outside, I mean, we haven't even touched the ball on the block.
Yeah, we haven't. She's been able to find a clear spot on the floor wherever she wants each time. And the unfortunate part is she's a junior, so we'll see her again next year. She is quite a player. But the fortunate part to that is we also have some of those on our side. Nikayla Watley finding a couple of holes where she got some really good kills down. Both the Blair sisters and Autumn Wilburn are playing some good offense. We need to find a little bit more rhythm here to win this second set. And we will get things going. London Baker on the back line for the Lady Whitefaces. Baker serves, played up by Randall, set by Soria to Gove. And able to get a block on that one. Not able to play it up, but at least getting a touch on that ball from the junior outside hitter.
Yeah, she was trying to go cross court with it, and Watley did get a hand on it. Unfortunately, she was on her way down too.
Perez serves for Randall. Played up by Solorzano to Baker to Watley. And Nikayla just a little long on that one.
Little 31 set, trying to catch the middle blocker, not moving with Kyla. And I think if she can just get that in, she's going to score.
Randall serves, played up by the Lady Whitefaces. Again played up by the Lady Whitefaces. Baker getting back over. Soria sets to the outside. Played up on the back line by Solorzano. Baker to Kendall Blair. Kendall bumping that one over. Played up by Randall. Back to Gove here. Tip by the Lady Whitefaces. Baker playing it to Kendall. Kendall missed hitting that one into the net. And it's going to be 3-0 here in the second set. Lady Raiders with an early lead. And almost past my bedtime.
What time do you have to be at work tomorrow? You're just going to stay up?
Yeah, okay. I'll just stay up all night.
Okay.
Baker setting this one over to Kendall. Randall double, what do you call that there?
She, Gove that time got a hand on the block, but as it was going back to the Hereford side, it hit the antenna, so it's considered out in Hereford point.
Okay. A great play by the Lady Raiders there. Great play by the Lady Whitefaces to keep that one alive. Back over to Randall's side. Played up by Soria to Gove here. Gove just tipping it over. Baker to Kendall. Cameron plays it over. Lady Raiders in the net. So a point for the Lady Whitefaces.
I think so.
And 3-2 now. Lady Raider lead. Kendall back on the service line for the Herd. She puts it over. Gove plays it to Soria. The outside, great play up by London Baker to Kendall Blair. And hit over by Solorzano. Lady Raiders play it up. Again, just one of those sneaky little moves by the setter, bringing that one back over, looking the other way on that second hit.
London Baker made a really great dig that time in the right back. Unfortunately, Whitefaces just couldn't get a win off that point.
Miller serving for Raiders, for the Lady Raiders. Played up by Baker. And that's going to be put over just inside the line. We didn't really make a play on that ball. 5-2 now, Lady Raiders with the lead here.
Well, again, a ball pushed to the back corners that the Lady Whitefaces have struggled with lately.
So Lorzano plays that one up. Cameron Blair over to Watley, who just plays it over. Soria sets it for Gove on this far side. And she's going to hit that one out. Point for the Lady Whitefaces. 5-3 now in this second period. Again, Randall leading 1-0. The Lady Whitefaces trailing by 2. Watley serving. Great serve by Nikayla, but the Lady Raiders able to play it up. Huge kill from the outside there.
Yeah, Gove up that time from the right side. We didn't get the block. Nikayla got under it on the dig, but just couldn't quite keep it in play. Point for the Lady Raiders.
Goes back on the service line. Watley and the Blair sisters set to receive for the Lady Whitefaces. Goes with a jump serve. And that's barely going to sneak in back there. And 7-3 now, Lady Raiders. Hereford will call a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds with Lady Whiteface volleyball on KPAN. Seven-3, Lady Raiders lead in the second set. Randall with the serve from Jordan Gove, who jump serves it. Back to Kendall, played up to Baker. Set to Cameron Blair on the outside. And a little long from Cameron. 8-3, Randall with the lead here in this second set. We're going to switch volleyballs out here.
Gove may have hit all the air out of that.
Yeah, that's Randall serving. Gove with the jump serve. Barely gets that one over. Kendall playing it up to Wilburn. Cameron Blair playing it back across the court. Played up by Randall, set to this far side, and blocked by the Lady Whitefaces. Back to Hereford's side. Baker sets to Wilburn. Lady Raiders able to keep it alive. And again, Storia with the no-look bump over. Our Lady Whitefaces have not found an answer for that, and we need to. 9-3, the Lady Raiders lead. Gove on the service line for Randall. The junior jump serves, played up by Kendall. A good first touch there. And maybe we got called in the net there.
Yeah, I think they called the set. The pass was tight, and I don't think London could get a very good set on it.
So Gove still on the service line for Randall. Puts that one over to Kendall. Baker puts it up to Autumn Wilburn with a huge kill. Randall able to keep it alive. Storia back over to Kendall. Baker setting to Cameron on the far side. Cameron with a huge kill off the block. Back behind the Lady Whitefaces line. So a point for Hereford there. 10-4 now. Trailing by 6 in this second set. Emma Cooper in for the Herd, and she will be serving. Jump serve from the senior. Played up by the Raiders. Storia set. That was to Brooke Henderson, sophomore outside hitter. Able to get a really good swing on that one down the lineup. Unable to be played up by the Lady Whitefaces. 11-4 here in this second set. Senior libero serving for Randall. Tatum Brandt with the jump serve to Watley. Played up by Baker to Cameron. Cameron, big kill and down for the Lady Whitefaces. 11-5.
That's 5 kills now for Cameron.
Cameron's been having a great night so far. I need to get a few more to fall in her favor. Trevino serving for the Lady Whitefaces, the sophomore libero with the jump serve, played up by Randall. Set, and a great block by Wilburn. Randall able to keep that one alive. Storia tips it over. Trevino to Kendall Blair, and Kendall off the block, and a point for the Lady Herd. That's going to be 11-6 now. Lady Whitefaces trailing by 5 here in this second set. Trevino back on the A service line for the Lady Whitefaces. And the jump serve, played up by Randall, set by Soria to Gove here. And almost a great block by Wilburn there, just unable to play it up after that.
Gove set that time on the back row, and she took a giant swing at the ball. And it's really hard as a blocker to judge when you should jump on those.
Soria now the setter for the Lady Raiders, serving, played up by Cooper. London Baker just touching that one over. Lady Raiders able to play it up. Big time dig by Watley. Baker to Kendall. Kendall just tipping it over. Back again. Soria plays it up to the outside. Blocked by Wilburn. Played up by Kendall. Trevino to London. London just getting that one over. Played up on the back line by the Lady Raiders. And Nikayla keeping that ball alive, but a Lady Whiteface unable to get to it. And that's going to be a hard-fought point by the Lady Raiders. Coach McCracken is going to want a timeout there on that one. We'll just send it back for a half minute here, a 30-second break, and we'll be back at Randall High School Gym in 30 seconds. Back at Randall High School Gym, Lady Whitefaces trail by 7 here in the second set, 13-6. Lost the first set and are really needing a run.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just in emergency mode all the time.
Yeah.
Versus being able to play effectively with the speed of this, with the speed of their swings, with the speed of their diggers and what they pull up.
And is that a footwork deal?
It's just understanding what to do and getting it done without panicking.
Lady Whiteface is playing this one up to Kendall. Kendall over to the back line of the Raiders. And a quick set in the center and a quick swing by Kendry Perez will get the kill for Randall. 14-6 here in this second set.
That time we should have had a double block set in the middle and we didn't get that set.
Soria serves, played up by Watley. Baker sets to Autumn. Autumn getting that one over. Randall able to play it up. Cooper to Baker to Kendall Blair. And Kendall playing that one down the line, just outside though. Couldn't find the strike there. 15-6 here in this second set. Trevino, Cooper, Watley, Wilburn, Baker, and Kendall Blair in for the Lady Whitefaces. Soria, the sophomore, serving for Randall. And the setter puts it over and out. Good job by Emma Cooper there, the senior, letting that one go. 15-7 for the Lady Whitefaces. I say good job, Brenda. Those are one of those points that we don't necessarily want to rely on.
No, you want to earn every one of your points, but these are gifts, and Lady Whitefaces just need to do a little more in the earning category.
So Lozano serving for the Lady Herd, and they're going to call movement on the Lady Whitefaces.
We moved before the ball was served. We overlapped, apparently. Second time for that.
Yep, second time tonight. Coach McCracken definitely thinking about working on that in practice this week. A serve from Randall, unable to be played by Cooper. Again, Randall very aggressive on the serves tonight. A lot of them playing the jump serve. And we've got to find an answer for that first touch. Serve by Randall again, jump serve. Played into the net by Trevino. The Lady Raiders running away with this second set, 18-7 right now. We need to find our rhythm quickly. Brooke Henderson, sophomore, serving for Randall with the jump serve to Watley. And again, that first touch defensively. If we
3 straight aces by Randall.
Well, we've got to be able to play these serves up, folks. Henderson with the serve. That would be her 4th straight ace. A quiet crowd behind us as we do not have an answer in this second set. Henderson serving to Trevino. Played up well there. Baker to Watley. Watley with a big kill. Played up by Randall. They're going to be able to keep this one alive. So Lozano to Baker. Baker over. Set to Gove. Blocked by Baker and Watley, but that touch from Kendall Blair just unable to control it. Lady Raiders will get the point there, 21-7. And that's going to keep Henderson on the service line. Henderson with the jump serve. Again, back to Cooper. Misplayed. Able to keep this one in play. Where Solorzano and Blair. Soria sets. Outside. Tori Lowry, senior, for the Lady Raiders getting the kill. 22-7. Now in this second set. Lady Whitefaces trailing 1-0. Randall serving to Trevino, played up to Kendall. Watley plays it over. Played up by Randall. The setter just sneaks that one over, and we were completely caught off guard. 23-7 Lady Raiders leading here in this second. Henderson with the jump serve, played up by Cooper to Kendall. London playing this one deep back, but played up by Randall. Soria sets to Gove on the outside. Great dig by Trevino to Cooper to Kendall Blair. Kendall to the back line, set up. Great block by Mikayla there. Raiders able to keep it alive. Gove tipping the net there. Kendall with the kill and the point for the Lady Whitefaces. 23-8 now for the Lady Herd. Not sure if we can come back in this one, Coach Kitten, but definitely need to get our rhythm going, and that one seemed a little better for us. Baker serving. Soria setting on the outside, played up by Trevino to London. London to Kendall. Kendall just knocking that one over. Randall able to keep it alive. They're going to bump it back over. Played up by Allie Purcella to Baker. Baker over to Kendall Blair. Played up by Randall. Set to Gove again. And we're going to get the block there from Allie on Jordan Gove, which is a pretty big accomplishment there. 23-9 now. London Baker serving for the Lady Whitefaces.
First set of the night for the Lady Whitefaces.
And just barely tipped over by Andrew Pettis there. Lady Whitefaces unable to really even make a play on that ball. Game point, set point now for the Lady Raiders. 24-9 here in this second set. Pettis on the back line for Randall. Barely bumming that one over. Played up by Solorzano to Baker. Watley tipping it over. Played up by Randall. And Allie Purcella somehow keeping that one in, but Randall easily knocking that one over. Going to get the point down. 25-9 here in the second set. The Lady Raiders really showing some stuff here in the second set. The Lady Whitefaces hardly having any answers for them. Defensively, need to step up, need to get that first touch better for the Lady Whitefaces, and we'll hope for a third set win. Randall leading 2-0 here on this Tuesday evening. We're going to send it back for a minute 30, and we'll be back with the third set. Lady Whitefaces trailing 2-0 here in Randall. We'll be back in 1.5 minutes on KPAN. back at Randall High School gym. Lady Raiders leading the Lady Whitefaces 2-0 right now. That last set there, Coach Kitten, looked a little bit different than the first, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a little different. And you know, we've not been tested like this in a long, long time. We may not have been tested like this all season long.
Right.
And it's really interesting to see the individual reactions. And now it's going to be interesting to see how we respond and translate that into our play. You know, we can be mad about it, we can be frustrated about it, but are we able to turn it back around and change our play? Everything was an emergency. Everything was an emergency. Rarely did we ever get a first touch to target. It was, we were overpowered. I mean, we just were. And then really every aspect of the game. And, you know, we're not acting like we're one of the best right now. We're not performing like we're one of the best.
Well, you're right, and looking at the girls, some of them just really looked down on themselves until just now we saw a little life on our side of the court. But got to stay in this. Obviously, it's the best 3 out of 5, so we can win 3 here and go home with the W tonight. But we've got to start playing sharp, and again, have got to play that first touch better. Lady Raiders leading 2-0 with the serve in the third. Off the hands of Cooper. And we're going to not be able to play that one back. Just what we talked about, Brenda, is just that first touch has not been good for the Lady Whitefaces tonight. Henderson with the serve for Randall. Played up by Trevino to Kendall Blair. Watley going to be way long on that one. 2-0 Randall leading here in this third set. Henderson, the sophomore, with the jump serve. Cooper barely playing that one up to Kendall Blair to Watley over. Played up on the back line by Randall. Storia to Lowry. Played up by Solorzano. Trevino getting that one back across. Storia setting it up to great dig by Cooper there. Kendall to Solorzano. Played up by Randall. Storia sets on the outside to Gove. And blocked by Watley and Baker, played up by Cooper and over. Storia setting back on this side now to Lowry, played up by Solorzano. London sets to Watley, huge kill, but played up by Randall. Gove now into the block. Great defense there. That was our real first answer for Gove. Watley with the block back on the floor. 2-1 now. Lady Raiders lead. Allie Purcell is going to come in for Cooper and London Baker back to the service line.
We finally got 2 or 3 passes to target, which led us to finally be able to get some swings.
And again, I've got to brush up on my rules here, but Herford getting the point there, all tied at 2 now.
Yeah, back row player was above the net for Randall.
Baker serving, played up by Randall to Gove. And suspiciously close to the back line, but in for Gove. 3-2 now, Lady Raiders leading here in this third set. That point we talked about, Brenda, going back and forth quite a bit. Really, you know, our passing much better. Perez serves for Raiders, played up by Watley. Baker to Kendall Blair. Kendall just kind of knocking it over, played up by Randall to Gove, and they are going to call a net error. Kendall, my apologies, serving. Lady Whiteface is able to get a hand on that one, but falling out from Lowry, the senior outside hitter for the Raiders. She's going to come out now, and in comes Kenna Miller to serve. Miller went on a long ace run in that last set. Lady Whitefaces just getting that one over. Victoria, what a player for the Lady Raiders, finding the very far back corner with a set type of move on the ball. 5-3 here in the third. Miller serves for Randall to Watley. Played up good by Watley there. Baker with a great set to Cameron Blair. Cameron with a huge kill 5-4.
Number 6 on the night for Kendall, or excuse me, for Cameron that time.
Watley serving for the Lady Whitefaces, trailing by 1 here in this third. A good serve by Watley, played up by the Lady Raiders. They're just going to have to bump this one over. Priscilla to Baker. Cameron. Another big swing, but a better time block by the Lady Raiders. 6-4 now, Randall leading here in this third. Jordan Gove, the big outside hitter for the Raiders, serving. Gove with the jump serve, played up by Kendall to London. London, a great play by Autumn there, but Randall able to play it up. Dug up on the back line by Kendall. Cameron to Priscilla. Priscilla playing it over. Played up on the back line by Randall. Storia sets to the outside. Watley plays it up. Baker tips it over. Storia. Baker in good position on that one. Kendall to Cameron, my apologies. And Cameron out. 7-4 Lady Raiders. A well-earned point there for Randall on that one. We're going to see if we can correct a connection issue real quick. Lady Whitefaces unable to really get a good first touch on that one, and that's going to fall in favor of the Lady Raiders.
Gove again from the service line, really an attacker back there.
Gove with the jump serve to Watley. Watley to Baker. Baker to Autumn Wilbur. And Autumn's going to get the point on a tip there on that one.
Cooper now back to serve.
Thank you, Brenda. We're been told we're dropping just a hair here.
Oh, Lordy.
Astoria is really just quite a player for the Lady Raiders.
Threw that, the setter just threw it across, and we just watched it fall and didn't even make an attempt at it.
Yeah, the Lady Whitefaces have got to get those feet moving a little quicker to get to some of these balls. Randall with the serve out. That will be a break for us. And as you mentioned earlier, kind of a gift and one that we certainly need to capitalize on. Trevino, the sophomore libero, serving for the Whitefaces. Played up on the back line by the Lady Raiders. And Storia, the setter now with a kill. On the front line, a 10-6, the Lady Raiders leading here in this third set. Of course, if Randall wins this one, we go home and we'll be back at home on Saturday against Canyon. If Hereford wins, we live to play another set. Storia, the serve to Trevino, played up. Baker, great move by Baker. Storia sets to Lowry, and we're going to get called in the net and give that one to the Lady Raiders. 11-6 now for Randall. Storia, the sophomore setter on the service line. Serves back to Cooper. Cooper to Baker. Baker to Kendall Blair. Randall able to play that one up. Over to Baker. Baker to Kendall again. Kendall a big swing. Blocked by Randall and down on the court. So a point for the Whitefaces. 11-7 now here in this third set. That's going to bring in Estefani Solorzano. Out comes Autumn Wilburn. Solorzano, the sophomore, back on the service line. She serves to Gove. Storia sets. Great block by Watley and Kendall Blair there. And that's going to be a Lady Whiteface point, now trailing by 3, 11-8 here in this third set. So Lorzano serving for the Lady Whitefaces. Picked up by Randall and unable to play. We'll take that point there. 11-9 now here in this third set. Lady Raiders leading by 2.
Ball on the Randall side, but London Baker went up as if she was going to block. Really kind of fooled the Randall player.
Played up by Storia to the outside. Great block by Baker and Watley.
I think Baker got a hold of that one.
And we could tell because she was fired up, and we need that here in this third set. Trailing by 1 now. So Lozano serves. Played up by Gove on the Randall side. Soria sets to Henderson. Played up by Cooper. Baker sets to Watley. Mikayla, quick kill, but Randall able to keep that one alive. Lowry to Baker. Trevino, Baker again. Bumps it over on the set. Played up by Randall. So Lozano, big time dig on the back line. Baker to Cameron, or Kendall, my apologies. Kendall over. Go. A kill maybe from the top of the key there on the three-point line, and it hit in the back corner. Just an outrageous show of skill there from the outside hitter from Randall. Brooke Henderson serving for the Lady Raiders, played up by Cooper. Baker set to Watley. Watley with a great play there. Kind of the fake kill, just pushing that one over, but pushing it to a spot with no Lady Raiders. So 12-11, Lady Raiders up by 1. London Baker, the sophomore, back to serve for Hereford. Baker just getting over the net. Played up by Randall, set to Gove on the outside. Tipped by Watley. Trevino playing it back over. Soria sets here to the near side, and the Lady Whitefaces tied up now. 12-12 here in the third.
Big stuff by Watley that time.
Mikayla, the senior leader of the team, will say, won a couple MVP awards at tournaments early in the season, is just an outstanding athlete. We heard during the West Plains game, I think you said she jumped about a 36-inch vertical.
I'm telling you, she had a kill early in set number 3 against West Plains. And if she went 3 feet off the floor, she went an inch. I'm telling you, it was as athletic of a play as I've seen a kid make in a long, long time. And, you know, when she unleashes all that and gets way up high, it's hard to block her. And that time, she got way up high on the block, sealed the net well, and got us her first score.
Her and Cameron both big-time hitters for the Lady Whitefaces. Kendall having a great game so far, as well as the others up front, Allie Priscilla and Autumn Wilburn. Lady Whitefaces tied here in this third set. We trail 2-0. So looking for a win here to keep this match alive tonight. Again, rankings coming out for the Texas Volleyball Insider. Lady Whitefaces number 1, Randall number 8. Also, of course, the first time these two teams have met in some time. Baker serving for Hereford. Played up by Randall. Soria sets to the far side. Gove. Big kill, but the Lady Whiteface is able to play that one up. Randall just going to have to bump this one back over. Played up by Allie. Baker with the set. Mikayla. Big swing. Played up by Kendall. Baker just bumping that one over.
Yeah, I think he called London for a carry that time.
Lady Raiders on the receiving end of that gift. 13-12 now here in the third. Junior Kendry Pettis serving. That one's going to be out. And we will take it right back. Cameron coming in for libero. Carisma Trevino, and that will send Kendall to the service line. The younger Blair sends it. Played up by Randall. Goes with a huge kill, but played up by Cooper. And Kendall just mishandling that one to get it back over into the net. The Lady Raiders now up by 1, 14-13 here in this third set.
Yeah, first time we really had an answer for Gove out of the middle out of service receive.
That will bring Miller to the line for the Raiders. Played up by Solorzano. Baker sets to Watley. Watley on the far side, played back up by Kendall. Baker to Cameron. Cameron with a huge swing on the ball. Lady Raiders able to handle that one, and we will get the point there. 14-14 here in the third. Watley back to serve for the Lady Whitefaces. Mikayla serves it over, played up by Miller. Soria to Gove here. Gove just tipping it up. Cameron able to get a play on it. And Gove again, kind of like a volley there. Sends it right back our way.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, our first touch was not very good, and we sent it right over to her. And never got back quick enough, and she just put it where we weren't.
Gove now serving for the Lady Raiders. Back to receive Watley and Kendall and Cameron Blair. Gove with the jump serve to Kendall. Played up to Baker. Baker sets to Wilburn. Big swing played up by Randall. Storia. Randall's just bumping that one over. Autumn, Baker, Cameron. Played back up by Kendall. The Raiders, Storia is going to send that one back to Watley. Watley plays it up to Baker. Baker on the far side to Priscilla. Allie had that one in the pole marker here on the net. Point Randall, 16-14 here in this third. Gove. The junior serving still for the Lady Raiders. The serve is short, played up by Kendall. Baker to Cameron. Cameron, huge kill on the ground for the Lady Whitefaces. Brenda, on our side, not many answers for Cameron.
No, there haven't been. That was her 8th kill on the evening, and again, having most success when she's about 8 feet off the net.
Cooper serves to Randall. Randall sets it on the far side. Autumn and Baker just not quite sealed on that block. That's going to fall on Hereford's side. Lady Raiders up by 2, 17-15. Coach McCracken wants a timeout. And we're going to take one with her. We'll be back in 60 seconds courtside from Randall with Lady Whiteface Volleyball on KPAN. Welcome back to Randall High School Gym. Lady Whitefaces trail by 2 here in this third. Down to the Lady Raiders. Tatum Brandt serving for Randall. Played up by Kendall. Kendall to Baker. Baker to Wilburn with the big kill. Randall able to play that one up, but Wilburn again puts it back on the floor for the Lady Whitefaces, 17-16, trailing by 1. Trevino back to serve for the Lady Whitefaces. Watley, Cooper, Wilburn, Baker, and Blair in. Played up by Randall. Storia to the far side. Great block by London there. Played up by Autumn. London to Kendall. Huge swing. Played up by Randall. Trevino playing this one up for Hereford. Baker to Wilburn. Wilburn with the kill. Autumn really finding her stride on the offensive side of the ball midway through this district season. A great defensive player, but a great play right there by her. Ties it up at 17. Trevino for the Lady Whitefaces. Played up by Randall. Kind of a misplay there. Gove playing that one to Trevino to Cooper. Watley just playing that one back over the net. Storia sets it to the far side for Randall. Dug up by Kendall. Baker to Wilburn. And the tip there just short. Autumn trying to get a little fancy with it and not getting it over the net. So point Randall, 18-17 here in this third set. Again, homecoming pep rally Thursday night, 7:30. The Whitefaces at home against West Plains, 7 o'clock Friday night. Storia serving for Randall. Back to receive it. Cooper misplayed, but Baker keeping it alive. Kendall just bumping it over. Trevino to Cooper. Kendall Blair just going to get that ball over again. Storia setting it back to Lowry, and the Lady Whitefaces unable to handle that one. Had a block on it, but that's going to fall on our side. 19-17 here, coming down to the wire in the third set. Storia serves for Randall. Played up by Watley to Baker. Baker to Autumn. Played up by Randall. We're going to get a swing on it. Back to Watley. Great defensive play by Nikayla. Baker sets to Kendall. Kendall with a big kill down the net. And that's going to fall out into the bleachers for a Hereford point. Wilburn's going to come out for Solorzano, who will go to the service line for the Lady Whitefaces. Lady Whitefaces trail by 1 here in the third.
We have got to find a little bit of a run of points.
Solorzano played up by Gove, set to the far side. Blocked by Nikayla and Baker, but Randall playing it back up into the net by the Raiders. So we're tied at 19 here late in this third. You're right. We need a 6-0 run
yeah,
right now more than anything. So Lozano serves that one a floater. Misplayed by Randall, but they're going to be able to get it up and over. Cooper to Baker, Baker to Watley. Watley playing that one far. Randall saving it. Soria to the near side. And that's going to fall out on Randall's side from our block. Point Randall 2019. Lady Raiders lead by 1. Brooke Henderson, the sophomore, serving. Aggressive serve to Trevino, played up to Baker, to Kendall on the near side. Kendall with a big kill on the back line. 20 all here in the third. Cooper comes out. Purcell comes in for the Lady Whitefaces. Baker back on the service line, the sophomore setter. London serves. Sneaks it over. Randall plays it up. Soria to the far side. Gove. Monster kill. 21-20 late in this third. And Gove, y'all, we can't explain it over the radio, but the speed of her balls is just something to watch. And Nikayla playing that one over. Randall keeping it up. Gove playing it back over. So Lozano to Baker to Watley. Watley with a big kill right up on the net. 21 all here at Randall.
Get killed by Watley that time, but I'm telling you, we passed the ball so tight to the net. London Baker just made a spectacular play keeping that ball alive.
Kendall with the serve. Randall playing it up to Gove again. Kendall playing that one to Baker. Cameron Blair. Played over, played up by Randall. Gove's going to get a swing on this one. Tipped, played up by Kendall on the back line. Baker to Watley. Watley, big kill. Randall able to keep that one alive. They'll just bump it back over. So Lozano, Baker to Watley. Watley tipping that one over, and it's going to fall for Hereford. 22-21 now. Lady Whitefaces lead here late. Playing to 25. Coach Burns for Randall is going to take a timeout. We'll just send it back for 30. We'll be back in 30 seconds with Lady Whiteface Volleyball on KPAN. Well, Coach, when we can get our passes right and set up, we look very good.
Yeah, everything just seems to work.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's a lot easier said than done. But yeah, I mean, everything just moves well. Other than sputtering around, but right here, man, boy, we need to get out after this timeout and see if we can score. 3 would be nice, but we'll see if we can get a couple.
Kendall serving, played up by Randall. Gove with a big kill. She will tie it back up here at 22, just what we've been talking about all night. She comes, well, not from the serve, but playing at the center net. We really have had just a hard time finding an answer for her. Kenna Miller, who's seen a lot of time on the service line for Randall, puts it back, played up by Kendall. Set by Baker to Cameron. Cameron, big kill, that's going to fall. 23-22 now. Lady Whitefaces 2 away here.
I just love when Cam makes a big reach on the ball and then just takes a little bit of speed off of it and rolls it right into the middle. Good score.
Watley will serve for the Lady Whitefaces. Mikayla sneaking that one over, played up by Randall. Storia sets to the far side. And Kendall just misplaying that one. Cameron, big hustle on the ball, unable to get to it. And we're tied here at 23. Again, Randall leading 2-0 here in sets. Got to get to 25 by 2. Jordan Gove, the junior outside hitter, serving for Randall. Cameron Blair receives. Baker to Cameron. And Cameron, huge kill. 24-23. One away here for the Lady Whitefaces.
Cameron passed that service receive the target and then got where she needed to be to finish it off with the kill.
Emma Cooper in for the Lady Whitefaces. Serving now, the senior. Up by 1 here. Played up by Randall. Set to the far side. Tipped it, but out. Randall point, 24 all. The libero back on the service line for the Lady Raiders. Kendall Blair, Watley, and Cooper to receive this for the Lady Whitefaces. Randall serves. Played up by Watley. Baker with the good set to Wilburn. Wilburn's going to send that one long. 25-24, Randall. And Coach McCracken with the timeout. We'll keep it here. One away from the match point for the Lady Raiders tonight. And
yeah, that time it was hard. It was hard for Autumn to get a good swing on the ball. The set was coming from right behind her, so it was an awkward angle to try to turn around on. And we need to either get the pass to target so Autumn's in a good spot, or we need to get Autumn moved a little bit so she can have an angle that she can certainly hit off of.
Well, I've only played a couple sets of volleyball, Brenda, but you know, a ball like that, like you're just talking about, I would have jammed 4 fingers on that one. So for Autumn to get it over and still be playing, just a tough ball to make a play on. Lady Whitefaces down by 1 here. Lady Raiders 1 away from the match point. Tatum Brandt, the senior libero, serving for Randall. Blair, Watley, and Cooper set to receive it for the Lady Whitefaces. Brandt serves for the Lady Raiders. Played up by Watley. Baker sets to Cameron. Cameron, big kill. And will tie us back up. She's going to come out. That's going to bring in Carisma Trevino, sophomore libero for the Lady Whitefaces. Trevino serving for the Lady Whitefaces. And we're tied at 25 here in the 3rd set. Trevino with the jump serve. Back line to Randall. Misplayed a little bit. They will get it over. Played up by Trevino. London Baker with the set to Kendall. Blair knocks it over. Set from Storia. And Randall unable to get that one back over. Now the Lady Whitefaces 1 away from a set point here in set 3, 26-25. Trevino on the service line for the Lady Herd. We appreciate you sticking with us late. Had a late start. Trevino played up by Randall. Storia tips that one over. Kendall. Baker. Autumn. Played up by Randall. Randall sets it far side. Trevino with a great dig. Kendall Blair back in play to Watley. Storia sets it for Randall. Kendall plays it up. Baker just pushes it back over 2. A far side set for Brooke Henderson of the Raiders. That was played off of our tip there. And we're tied at 26. Lowry, the other big senior outside hitter coming in for Randall. Storia, a setter who's had a great night on the service line for the Lady Raiders. She serves. Played up by Cooper. Baker to Wilburn. Autumn with the kill, but Randall tips it. Storia sets to the far side. Trevino gets one hand on that, and it's out. Now the Lady Raiders run away here from sending us home tonight. 27-26 in the third. Trevino, Cooper, Watley set to receive the serve. Storia, played up by Cooper. Baker to Kendall Blair. Kendall's going to get that one off the tip. And all tied at 27 now. So Lozano comes in for Wilburn. She'll go to the service line, the sophomore for the Lady Whitefaces.
This has been a pretty good scoring rotation for the Lady Whitefaces tonight.
So Lozano serves, played up by Randall. Storia back behind her. And Kendall almost having that one, but will fall on Hereford's side, 28-27 now. Again, Lady Raiders run away here from this first meeting victory. We will see them at home in our second district rotation. The serve from Randall played out by Trevino. Baker to Kendall. Kendall's going to hit it long. And the Lady Raiders will win this one. And a student rush to the court here for the first half of district. Lady Whitefaces coming up short tonight. A couple of really good play in two sets. That second set, we really had nothing going for us. So we will lose 25-23, 25-9, and 29-27 to Randall tonight. We will send it back for a 60-second break. Be back just to talk a little bit more recap here from Randall High School in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Randall High School Gym. The Lady Whitefaces losing in three tonight, 25-23, 25-9, and 29-27 to the Lady Raiders of Randall. Coach, thoughts?
It's, losing stinks no matter what. But I hope this is a good thing for us in the long run.
Kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah, I mean we've not been improving lately. We just haven't been playing super well, but we've still been winning. And sometimes it takes, kind of getting somebody getting your attention.
Yep.
To change things. And so I hope that this evening is one of those things. There were good things. I mean, my goodness, two of the sets were great. One of them was absolutely horrific.
Yeah. That second set, I don't know what happened. We had no answers. Our feet were flat. We weren't moving to the ball, and our, what's plagued us all night, our first touches.
Yeah, I mean, things are so much an emergency versus we're going to be moving quickly to execute whatever the skill is and execute it correctly. It's almost like a panic mode, like we can't get that first touch to target if we've got to move 3 steps. And we can. We're capable of that. We just have to start setting our expectations higher for ourselves because these guys aren't going away. They're going to keep getting better. And every other team in our district is going to keep getting better. But, we've enjoyed this season so far. And there just hadn't been many rough spots at all. But I'll be really curious, and I think the Lady Whitefaces will handle this well.
I think
hope,
so too.
and learn from it. Toughen us up. We need to, having things go your way all the time doesn't necessarily toughen you up.
For sure, and we're lucky in the fact that we get to play them again in district.
Sure.
We're lucky that the teams in our district, or the majority of them, are very tough. But kind of like you said, you beat Dumas in 3, but you take a while to get there. You beat West Plains in 3, but you take a while to get there.
Yep.
Those are games, hopefully, during the second half of district, we should look to say, well, we don't want them to score 20.
Yeah.
We don't want them to score 15.
Right.
And we've got to hustle for those points on our side.
Yep. Make our expectations greater for ourselves, and just make our expectations for every part of the game we're doing. I mean, whether it's the service receive, whether it's a free ball pass, whether it's a hit, whether it's a block. I mean, everything just has to get cleaned up. And everything that we do in our gym has got to be to beat the best team in the state, whomever that is right now, but whoever that might be later down the road. I mean, everything we do must be with that in mind. And, maybe this will just be the kick in the fanny that we need. We've had, as far as stats go, Cameron led us with 11 kills tonight. Kendall had 10. Nikayla had 7 kills. She had 2 stuffs. Kendall also had a couple of stuffs, and then Autumn had 5 kills on the evening. So didn't have many aces. I think we had 1 ace on the evening, which shows how good a passers Randall was. They did a really nice job as far as service receive goes. We, on the other hand, struggled. I mean, we were out of system a bunch, just trying to run down that service receive touch and then finally get ourselves back into a place where we can get a pass to our setter at some point within that point.
And even, being a little bit more aggressive on the serves from our side. Not, I don't know what it is. Scared to hit it in the net, scared to hit it too far. But just the differences in the serves tonight themselves, and we know that because they went on a couple runs of 6 aces in a row type of thing. So
yeah, and we've just been able to win. So just getting a little bit, less aggressive than we were very early in the year. We've still been able to win, and we're not anymore.
Yep.
And we're not going to, we're not going to if we don't, we've just got to turn it to where our growth is a positive one rather than just keeping ourselves alive and just getting out with the win.
Well, the Lady Whitefaces will be at home again Saturday, and that will officially wrap up that first half of district with the game against Canyon. About noon Saturday, again, Pepper Alley Thursday night 7:30, homecoming game Friday night at 7. And we will look to see you there at both of those events. Tough loss tonight for the Lady Herd, but a chance to redeem themselves in the second half of district against Randall. And just like Coach Kitten said, you got to get better. You got to get mentally tougher.
Yep.
We've got to be a tougher team, a more aggressive team, and go after the points, not go after the ones that are handed to us.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly right, sir.
Well, that will do us for this late Tuesday evening in Randall. For Coach Kitten, for all of your Lady Whiteface sports sponsors, and for KPAN, I'm Lane Formby wishing you a good night. Safe travels back to Hereford. We'll see you Friday night with Whiteface football right here on KPAN.